Obama's war on marriage. President Obama has refused to go along with the deal that the Democrats and Republicans agreed to in the lame duck session of Congress to extend certain tax breaks for businesses and others, research and development, and some important tax breaks that are really necessary for our economy. The reason he opposed it is that it did not include extending the Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC, to the immigrants who he had just pardoned the week before. He wants the Earned Income Tax Credit to go, it's a form of welfare really, to those who work, so that anybody who makes less than $47,000 a year, which would be pretty much the entire pardoned illegal immigrant population, would get a check between $3,000 and $6,000 a year, depending on the size of their family. At 3 children, they'd get a $6,000 check. In most cases, this would amount to a 20 or 25% pay raise of welfare directed at illegal immigrants. The effect of this on marriage is enormous. There are now no fewer than 70 programs in the U.S. budget comprising $1 trillion of spending, which are means tested. And all of those programs penalize marriage. The Heritage Foundation recently did a study and found that if a woman who makes $20,000 a year and is a single mother marries a man who makes $20,000 a year, their combined income will not be $40,000, but will be $28,000. They'll lose $12,000 together simply because they're married. And on food stamps, subsidized housing, nutritional programs, the Earned Income Tax Credit, we just talked about traditional welfare, Medicaid, Obamacare, and a whole range of taxpayer-paid subsidies, they would lose. Because once you sign those wedding certificate and you take those marriage vows, all of a sudden your income is reduced, your benefits are reduced because your income is increased. So what's happening, obviously, is poor people are simply not getting married. In 1960, only about 6% of all couples in the United States, of all children in the United States, were born out of wedlock. Now it's over 40%, and in minority populations it's over 70%. And yet the evidence is very clear that when people are just living together without being married, the propensity to break up and not have 2-income households raising a child is huge. The average tenure of shacking up, if you will, of living together without being married is 5 years, whereas with marriage it's 3 or 4 times that. So this is a cycle where women become wed not to the father of their child, but to the welfare state, and increasingly get benefits simply because, get good benefits simply by not being married. But then the man leaves, they're stuck with 1 income, and they're raising children in poverty. And this cycle is a vicious one that just keeps continuing. And Obama, by trying to extend the Earned Income Tax Credit to illegal immigrants, is simply extending this process. And it's time that we end it. Thanks for watching.